guys, it's Deb here with Creative Life and JNS Hobbies and Crafts. And today we're going to be starting our new mini album. And I don't even know if I want to call it a mini album, guys, because it's pretty big. So it's going to be a 9 by 10 mini album, okay? And we are going to be using this beautiful paper, the Mintay paper, named Seventh Heaven. So oh my gosh, you guys, this paper is so pretty. So I already picked out all of the cut aparts, okay? So I went ahead and dispersed both packets, okay, and put all the cut aparts together, all right? And then I was going to tell you, try not to cut up this part right here. Usually I try to use this, and I think we're going to be using this again, kind of for some pockets and stuff in the back, okay? So don't cut this up. Alrighty. Okay, and then I went ahead and also picked out what I'm going to do with the cover, the front cover, and the spine. So these are going to be for the front and the back cover, okay, and then this is going to be for the spine area, and this is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to turn on my light here so y'all can see it a little bit better and bring that up to you. All right, so that's the one I'm going to use for that. And then I went ahead and stuck all of the other papers together. We still have a ton of paper, you guys. Look at that. So for our pages. So I already got the pages designed and everything. So I will cut out one of the base pages with you, and then we'll go through and do page 1, page 2, page 3, and page 4. We are going to have a lot of flips and flaps and pockets. So I hope that you guys like this album. It seems like a lot going on, but really it's super easy to make, okay? Also, let's go ahead and get started. So I already cut out my chipboard, okay? And I went ahead and cut out, let me see if I can zoom in here. I'm still getting used to, here we go. Okay, so here you're going to go ahead and cut out 2 pieces that are 9 by 10, okay, and then 1 piece that is 3 1/8 by 10, okay. That is going to be your spine, all right. And so let's go ahead and get started putting this together, okay. I'm going to go ahead and zoom on down and okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and zoom back out because we are a little bit closer here. Okay, and I'll push my camera back a little bit. And so I have some room. Alrighty. Okay, so now we're going to need our, once you get your chipboards cut out, you're going to need your paper, okay? And I have white cardstock. Alright. And I'm just going to go ahead and I usually just grab a bundle of this, set it off to that side there. You're going to need a couple of pieces here. Alrighty. And I've got 3 pieces out, but I don't think we'll need 3 pieces. Let me put one off to the side there. Okay, we are going to go ahead and let's go ahead and put these 2 pieces together. So these are both 12 by 12 pieces, all right? And I'm going to zoom out some more here. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put a piece of tape right here. And I am going to use the 1/4 inch or the 3/8 inch tape, okay? And right here on this side, I'm going to go ahead and start up at the corner, right on the edge, and go ahead and bring this down. Okay, slide that piece right under there. Okay, and I'm not pulling the tape. You never want to pull your score tape because it will buckle, okay, the paper. So I'm just going along the edge there with my finger and laying down my score tape, okay, just like that. Alrighty. Next, I'm going to go ahead and get my bone folder, and I'm just going to go ahead and burnish that in. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off. Alrighty. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to this up like this. We're going to tear this off, okay? And we're just going to go ahead and bring that over just a bit. All right, and I'm going to line that up with that piece there, okay? Just like that. Grab my bone folder and go ahead and burnish that in. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything is lined up correctly. Burnish that in as I'm taking this little piece down. Okay. I just want to make sure that everything's burnished in correctly. Alrighty. And there we go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our chipboard, okay, and we're going to lay this out. Okay, so we are going to leave about about an inch from the top and bottom of our chipboard, okay, book. So usually I just go ahead and lay it down in the middle part and then go from there. We are going to go ahead and leave a 1/4 inch from the edge of this chipboard here to the beginning edge of this chipboard. So I know, you know, you can do yours however you want. There's tons of other ways you can lay your chipboards out. I like the 1/4 inch space in between my chipboards. I just feel like my chipboard, my albums lay better. So that's what I've been doing. And I just really, really like that look. So, but if you are used to using or leaving the 1/8 inch space, you are more than welcome to do that. Okay. So I am going to go ahead, and this looks like a good layout right here, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my ruler. All right, and I'm going to grab my pencil. Let's see if this works. And my dog's barking outside. Can y'all hear her? I don't know if y'all can hear her. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my, I'm going to lay my ruler right down, okay, just like that, okay, and I'm laying my ruler about, like I said, a 1/4 of an inch from the edge. So I'm placing my 0 here, okay, laying this spine piece right there, okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and mark that. So I know that's where I want to mark. I want to lay those 2 pieces right there, okay. Once I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and hold on to this one here, move my ruler over, place my 0 there, mark that, okay, get my other chipboard, and I'm going to go ahead and mark that up a little bit. So I want that, and I'm just making sure that they're all evenly, hopefully they're even. So, okay. So to make sure that your chipboard pieces are even, you can definitely go ahead and take your ruler, okay, and you can measure in 1 inch. So if you are here, okay, let's just say you're here, you can measure in 1 inch, okay, right here. There's 1 inch there, okay. Now I'm going to go up here, okay, and I'm going to measure in 1 inch over here, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to go ahead and lay my ruler this way, okay, so that way I know So it's vertical, and I'm going to measure in and down 1 inch again. Okay, see where my tick mark is here? Okay, I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me zoom in. See where my tick mark is right there? Okay, I'm going to actually butt my ruler up against there, okay, because that is my 1 inch, and I'm going to go ahead and bring that down because I'm 1 inch over here, okay. So there is this tick mark here. All right. So same thing down here. I can go ahead and look over and make sure that I'm up 1 inch. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that 0 here to there. And I'm over 1 inch here, and there it is right there. So I know I'm 1 inch from the bottom here. Okay. So here is where I need to lay my chipboard, right there. That's 1 inch from the outside of the paper, okay, and 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the bottom, okay. So now I can go ahead and I can measure, and you can draw a line there if you wanted to. So if you wanted to make it more definite on where you want to, lay your chipboards, okay, you can definitely line them up and just draw your line all the way down. Okay, and there you go. That's where you're going to line up your chipboard right there, right on top of that line. Okay, and that's your 1 inch. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do those tick marks over again. Okay, so I have room on this side, enough room to fold over on our back piece. Okay, again, take my 0 on my ruler. Okay, do my tick mark here. Okay, so make sure that that's where that's at. All right, do 1/4 of an inch. Lay this down. Okay. Want to make sure that I'm butt up against this, just like that. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I'm about 1/4 inch from the other piece. And I'm going to do a tick mark. Okay, so there's my tick mark. I'll hold this piece down, move my hand over, grab my 0 from my ruler, do a tick mark there. Okay, grab my other chipboard piece, bring it into the 1/4 inch mark. Okay, do my tick mark. There we go. So there we go. So now you should have about 1 inch here. If we don't, we can always add in another piece, but it should be about 1 inch, and it is. It's 1 inch exactly. So I've got enough space for this to fold over onto my chipboard here. Okay. And then you'll have enough space here. So with these being all set, okay, you can definitely draw your line here, okay. You can definitely, you already have your tick mark on where you need to set this, okay. So really, you already have your lines drawn. But if you feel better, you can definitely go ahead and draw a line up here, and that way you know where you're at. So you know that that's where you're supposed to place your spine, okay? Alrighty, okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom out again, all right? And I'm going to go ahead and put tape on the back of my chipboard pieces. To put tape on the back of your chipboard piece, I'm just going to go ahead and grab my 3/8 inch tape. Okay, if you have a 2 inch tape, you can definitely use that. and I'm just going to go all the way around my chipboard piece, just like this. Okay. And I need to get my other little cutter thing, my spatula. So I want it just like that. Okay, again, I'm not pulling my tape or anything. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off. And I'm just going to go ahead and, again, like I said, put this around here, and then I will be back. I'm going to do all my pieces like this, and then I'll be back. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm back. So I went ahead and put the tape on the back of my chipboards. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and take the tape off. All right, and we're going to lay our chipboards down. I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to lay down my spine first. Make sure that you burnish in your Scor tape right after you put this on. You don't want any air bubbles underneath your Scor tape in between, you know, your Scor tape and your chipboard. Okay. So you want to make sure you have a really, really good adhesion on that. And I'm wearing my big sweater. It's got kind of cold here. It's getting a little bit chilly. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to lay this on here. And I am going to go ahead and stand up. Okay, because I want to make sure that I'm even with that line that I drew on here and even in between my little tick marks on the bottom. So if I have to scoot them over just a bit. Okay. I want to make sure that this is straight, you guys. So I'm going to lay that down. Alrighty. Okay, and then once you get your chipboard on, you're just going to go ahead and burnish that down. Okay. Now the one thing that you can do, here's another little tip for you guys. You can lay your ruler right across the top of that. Okay, that will help guide, or you can lay it on the bottom part, whatever you choose. But that will help guide where your chipboard piece is going to lay. Okay, so you would just go ahead, lay that right across there, just like that. Okay, and that's where your chipboard is going to lay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my next chipboard. Again, you want to make sure that you have your chipboard, or I mean your, you want to make sure that you have your Scor tape really burnished in. Okay, so I'm going to take my ruler, okay, and I'm just going to set it down, and I can go ahead and I can place this in between where my little tick mark is and where I did my tick mark and my line, drew my line. Okay, so there is that piece. Okay, so there we go. So that is laid down, and you want to, like I said, burnish that in really, really good. And then this one here, again, you can take your ruler, put it down on the bottom here. All right, just like that. Okay, and you're going to go ahead and place it right where that tick mark is and where your line is. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Yep, looks even. Good job. Alrighty, okay, so there we go. And again, you're just going to burnish, 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 burnish. So there is that part. Now what you're going to do is we are going to, and I'm going to move that. That's my little note. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, and now that we have all of this on here, you're going to grab your bone folder and you are going to go straight across the top of your chipboard. Okay, and what you're doing is you're kind of scoring it, but you're also breaking up those fibers in that paper so you are able to fold that over the chipboard. Okay, okay, just like that. And don't worry about the marks on here because they're going to be on the inside. Nobody's going to see that. It's all going to be, you know, good. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm making these and through here. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and grab our paper and just kind of bend it up a little bit. Okay. And we are going to do some cutting, okay? Now, the reason why I'm folding up my paper is because where we did our little score line, or we went around with our bone folder, okay, you may have seen, or you may have like a square, or right here up in this corner, right? You're going to go ahead and just cut inwards on that. Now, if you're a seasoned crafter and you've been making mini books for a while, you already know how to cut that. That's fine. I, on the other hand, always mess up on that part. so I've tried everything, you guys, and it just doesn't work for me. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bit inward here. Okay. And same thing over here. I'm just going to go ahead and cut a little bit inward over here towards that little square down there, okay, or towards that little piece, pointy piece of our chipboard, okay. So you're just going to go ahead and cut inward a little bit right there, okay, and then same thing here on this side. You're going to go ahead and cut a little bit inward to meet that little piece that we just cut over here, just like that. Okay, so you're going to have a little piece that is like this. Okay, and you're going to do that on all four sides. Okay, like I said, I've tried to do it many different ways, and I've watched videos, I've watched, you know, other people do it, and for some reason I just do not have luck with that. So I came up with a different way on how to do this that works for me. Okay, just like that. And now I did not come up with this concept, but I saw someone else do it, and I totally tried it and it worked. So that's why I do it this way. so okay, so there we go. So now you have all 4 of your corners done. Now we can go ahead and fold them in. Now what we're going to do is, because our book is a larger album, okay, we are going to use tape, okay. Sometimes for the smaller books, I usually don't, but for the bigger book, I think that it's necessary. So you are going to put Scor Tape all the way around on the chipboard piece. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and grab our chipboard pieces, and we're just going to go ahead and go all the way around, okay, with our tape. And again, I'm just grabbing my finger. I'm not pulling the tape. I'm just guiding the tape. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut that, just like that. And same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and start on one end, grab my tape, and just kind of lay it and let it fall down and guide it with my fingers. Okay. Just like that. Alrighty. And then I'm going to go ahead and go down here. And turn our book around and do the other edge too. Okay. And I apologize for all the noise if you guys can hear it. Everybody's home today, so there we go. And now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and burnish all of that in. Okay, make sure that you burnish that in really well. Okay, no air bubbles. Okay, you do not want this falling apart later. All right, so make sure that you really burnish all of that in. Alrighty. Okay, so we've got that part. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and put Scor Tape on the sides and the top. And like I said, usually I don't do that, but for this one, I am going to do that. Okay, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I'm done putting the double tape on the paper, okay, the edges of our flaps here. Now we're going to go ahead and fold in, and I am going to go ahead and use the glue as well, so you will need your glue too. Okay, so for this part, what we're going to do is I'm going to roll up my sleeves a little bit, and okay, so for this part, we're going to go ahead and put the glue right on the edge here, okay, and you don't need a lot, just a little bit. Just enough to kind of, so we know that it's going to stick. So, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that there like that. And I'm going to go ahead and peel this part off here. Okay, and I'm going to peel this part off too. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my glue, and I am going to go ahead and bring it up like this. Okay. Alrighty. And I'm not really putting any more glue on there. I'm just kind of swishing it back and forth. So, then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab the edge here, and we're just going to go ahead and bring that over just like that, okay, with our spatula or your bone folder, and you're just going to bring it down, okay, so we know that it folds over a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this piece of the tape down a little bit here, okay, as I'm folding this over, all right? Now, if you get a little bit of glue onto your book, don't worry about it. It cleans up, okay? And again, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm grabbing my spatula and I'm just going around the edge here and I'm bringing this over, okay? Just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this tape over here, bring that over, just like that. Okay, and then you can grab your little napkin, wipey, whatever you use to clean your glue up. Okay, that's what you're going to use. All right, just kind of clean up these little seepage, seepage, right there, just like that. Okay, and then there we go. So that is how we are going to do this book. And then I'm going to go ahead and clean out my spatula. Don't forget to clean off that part. Okay. And then same thing with here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do the bottom part and then I'm going to do the sides. And I'm going to kind of fast forward a little bit. Okay. Okay, so there is that. So now we can go ahead and you can grab your bone folder and just fold in your book. Okay. Whoops. Again, just fold in your book. You're going to go ahead and crease right in between your chipboards here. Okay. And bring those in just like that. All right. And again, you can just smooth out your, your bottom parts here. Just smooth them out a bit. And, I probably use a little bit more glue than what I need to, but since I live in a humid area, and I've had, problems with books in the past, I use probably a little bit more adhesive, but that's okay. It's still all right. And there is our book. So, so now we just need to we need to go ahead and lay the paper on the inside, and we need to go ahead and lay the paper on the outside of our book. So go ahead and pick out all of your papers now. I went ahead and picked the ones for the outside of my book, but I did not do the inside of my book. So, so I will go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to come back in and cover our book. Okay, I'm back. So for this, now we're kind of covering the inside of our book, okay? And you're going to need one piece that is 12 by 9 5/8, okay? And then you're going to need a piece that is 10 1/4 by 9 5/8, okay? So here what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we're going to lay this one down first, okay? So the little one is going to be laid down first, all right? And I'm going to stand up for this part. I went ahead and put my tape on the back already, all right? And I'm going to take off my tape, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I took off my tape already, and I'm just going to add my glue right on the area along where the tape is. Okay, just like this. And then I'm just going to go ahead and lightly do my glue in through here. Alrighty, and I'm going to flip this around, and I'm going to go ahead and put this right, try to have it even around the corners here. Okay, so told you guys, oh my gosh, straight lines and I do not get along. So, okay, so there we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to burnish that in. And again, I think I told you already, but you want to make sure that when you put your tape on, make sure that you burnish it in really good, okay, into your paper. So, oh, so cute. I can't wait till this is done. You guys are going to love it. You guys are going to love it. Okay. All right. And then here, what we're going to do is you're going to go ahead and just grab your bone folder, and you're just going to go ahead and make that crease in there, just like that. Okay. Just like that. And while you're doing the crease, you can lift up your book. Okay. Just like that. All right, just like that. So there we go. So there is that. All right, so then the next one, I'm going to go and take my tape off, and I'll be back. Okay, again, I'm going to go ahead and I took off my tape, and I'm just going to go ahead and add that glue right around the edge here. Okay. Right around the edge. Woo. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add a line of glue right on that tape there. Okay. And I'm going to flip this over. And again, I'm going to go ahead and place this right here in this corner. Or actually, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, we'll do that. And I'm also going to make sure that I'm even with the other side of this here. So I want to make sure that I'm not too, you know, that this matches that. Okay. So just need to bring this over just a bit. Make sure I'm not too crooked here. Okay, bring this down over here. There we go. All right. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and just burnish that in. Okay, and I'm just going along. And I'm going along with my little dry wipey, okay? Just so that way it picks up any of the excess glue that kind of spills over. All right. And now I'm just burnishing, burnish. And I'm going to grab this and I'm going to burnish that in. Okay. And I'm just working all the way down. Okay. And going to go ahead and do this here. Okay, next I'm going to grab my bone folder, and I'm just going to go ahead and make my little crease here. Okay, as I'm doing that, see some glue peeking out here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lift this up. Just like that. Okay, and there we go. So there we go. So there is our album. So it's covered on the inside and on the back side. So, or on the outside. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the hinge. And you're going to go ahead and cut a piece of paper that is 9 5/8 by 11. Okay. Then you're going to set that right in your scoreboard. You're going to put the 11-inch along the top of your scoreboard. Okay. And I'm going to zoom in for you guys so you could see a little bit better. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and move my camera up so you could see the scoreboard. Whoop. There we go. Okay, alrighty. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I know you can't see my whole sheet of paper, but I'm just going to be scoring all the way down. So we're going to start with 2, okay? You're going to start at the 2 line, and then you're going to start at 2 5/8. So 2 5/8, 3 1/8, 3 5/8, 4 1/4, 4 3/4, 5 1/4, 5 7/8, 6 3/8, 6 7/8, 7 1/2, 8, 8 1/2, and 9 1/8. Okay, so I'm just going to go back over my score lines because sometimes my little thing here doesn't always go all the way through. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is what we're going to fold this. Okay, so I'm going to set that off to the side. And to fold this, this is how I do it to know where your hinges are. Now, if you followed my tutorials before, you already probably know this part. But if you're new, then what you're going to do is you are going to go ahead and count from the first score line over 3. Okay, and so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and you are going to mark that with a 1. All right, then you're going to go over again to the next line, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3. You are going to put a 2, and then again 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and this is going to be your 4. Now, what those are your hinges for your pages. Okay, isn't that cool? So I picked up a little trick from a friend of mine. So so then the next thing you're going to do is on each one of those spaces where we put the number, you are going, I call those the mountains. Okay, you are going to fold that upward. All right, so you're just going to get your bone folder and you're going to crease those. Okay, so, and you're just going to go ahead and fold those over just like this. All right, just like that. Now, when we're doing a smaller hinge, it's a little bit easier for me to maneuver, but when we're doing a larger hinge, it's a little bit tough to kind of do what I want to do, what I usually do. So, so now you have your mountains, okay? So for the other ones, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and fold them back, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and fold that back like that, okay? So the two here, this one's going to be folded back, and then this one here is going to be folded forward, okay? So you're just going to fold that forward. So the second one is going to be folded forward, okay? And then the next one after your one is going to be folded backward, okay? So just like that. So now when you have this laying down, you have your hinge. See how that forms your hinge? Okay, so that's what I want you to do. The next one here over, right by the two, okay, you're going to fold backward, okay? And this is how I usually do it. I usually grab my mountains. I lay them flat, okay, just like that. And I go ahead and I fold it one way. And like I said, it's a little bit tougher to do with a longer hinge. And I fold it the other way. Okay, so that's another way you can fold it. So your hinge is coming together just like this, okay? So again, you're going to grab your number 3, push it down where you have your score lines, just push that on down. Okay, get your thumbs and rub it against, and your other fingers and rub the other way, and then you can go ahead and just maneuver that back and forth. Okay, just like that. Same thing with your number 4. Bring your mountain up, go ahead and place your fingers over it, and just kind of push down a little bit. Okay, push one way, and then push the other way. All right, just like that. This part right here, this flap with, okay, that is going to go backwards. Alrighty, so that is just going to go like that. All right, and now you've got your hinge. So what we're going to do now is we're going to flip our hinge over, and you are going to place score tape where your mountains are. When you flip this over, now they're going to be your valleys, okay? So now you're going to put score tape right in between your valleys, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and grab my 3/8 inch tape, and I'm going to put tape right in between those score lines, all right? Now you only need to do, so you're going to do this one here, all right? There's one, okay? So you can bring it together so you know where the next piece of tape goes. It's going to go in this next valley here, okay? You only need one piece of adhesive right down the middle of your valley, okay? You don't need a whole lot. You don't need it to do the other side. Okay, there we go. You can bring that together. Okay, so you know that that's in your next hinge is this one here. Okay, that's where your valley is. So you're just going to go ahead and grab your tape. Alrighty, just like that. Then you know that your next one is right here, okay? And you're just going to go ahead and place your tape right in between that valley, okay? Now you can use your glue adhesive if you want to. Just be careful that you don't put a lot, okay? Now the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is go ahead and burnish those in really, really good. Okay, you want to make sure you get the edges really good. All right. okay? And then you can go ahead and take those off. Once you take these off, your double back tape, the backing off that, then you can go ahead and you can grab the first one, fold it over, okay, and hold this part with your hand, and you can go ahead and tape those down. Same thing here. You're going to grab this one, bring it together, okay, just lay it on top of each other like that, and then go ahead and fold that down just like that. Okay, bring your next one in. Okay, and go ahead and make sure that they're together. And then your next one, you can do number 4. Okay, and then you're just going to go ahead and lay those all down, and you are going to burnish those really good. Okay, just going to burnish those in really, really good, just like that. Okay, and then you can flip these over and burnish those in this way. Turn them over to the side, and then you can burnish those in this way. Okay, just like that. Okay, and there are your hinges. Ah! So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, and you are going to go ahead and put tape on this part here, this opened flap, and then on this opened flap here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and put the tape on here, and I did go ahead and put some tape in the middle part here, okay? So I went ahead and burnished everything in really well, and now I'm just going to take off my backing parts. Okay. And then I'm going to fold this in right here. Okay. Ah! Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put glue on here. Okay. And I'm just putting a little bit of glue. Not a lot. Just a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and fold that over, making sure that it's straight with the bottom part here. Okay. Okay guys, so here I'm just adding the glue on top of the adhesive on the second panel that we have there, and I'm just folding it over on top of the other panel, and then I'm just going to go ahead and burnish that down and wipe up the glue. Okay. All right. So there we go. So, okay. And I'm going to go ahead and then make sure that everything is lined up good. I'm just going to cut off this excess tape here that I've got there. Okay. And you just want to make sure you cut off all your excess tape. Make sure there's no little tapes hanging out. Okay. Just like that. Alrighty. Okay. So there is that part. And now we can go ahead and we can put tape on the back of here. Okay, we're going to put tape on the back of here, and then once we do that, then you're going to set this aside. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the tape, and we're going to put the tape right on the back here. And you are just going to go ahead and go right down the edges and cover. Now you don't have, you can put you're just going to go ahead and cover up the whole thing with tape. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back, and we'll start on our pages.